All right, Shalom. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshai by Shem Kodash. Double honors for the apostle, Nelson Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I can press this truth throughout the four winds. As you can see, the video is entitled "Don't Be a Fool." Okay, and this is not how the world perceives the word fool. Okay, how everybody sees it. That's not the way that it's meant to be put out there when you're speaking in biblical terms. Okay, so this is the word fool: stupid, a stupid fellow, fool, dullard, simpleton, arrogant one. Now this transitions over to when speaking on the truth. Okay, a fool would be someone who would tell you that John 3:16 means exactly how you read it verbatim. You know what I'm saying? That's a fool. Okay, because that's not how the scripture is supposed to be broken down. Okay, so it's Proverbs 26:1. It says, as snow in summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemingly for a fool. Okay, so could you imagine someone expecting it to snow in the summer and rain in the harvest? Harvest is when you reap. That's when you get everything. Okay, summer is hot. Why would you get snow? Okay, so it's basically telling you that it's something that's against this is like explaining a fool. This is something that's against something natural. Okay, basically going against the truth. The truth of the matter is, when you read scriptures like John 3:16, and what it's truly telling you, a fool will go against that. Okay, but this is Romans 16:17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them." So anything that's contrary to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai and truth, you mark them and you get away from them, because you'll be arguing with someone who's foolish. That's a fool. Okay, you look at him like, man, this guy's foolish. All right, it's telling you he's arrogant, he's dullard, he's a simpleton, and he's a stupid dude. Okay, it's telling you he's stupid. Even when you present facts with precepts and things of that nature, when it all comes full circle, you understand, well, geez, the dude has all kinds of proof, so how can you go up against what can be proven? All right, verse 2, it says, as the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. And this is basically just as if, because a bird wandering, as the swallow by flying. So if a bird's just flying and not paying attention, it's going to run into a trap. Okay, and that's blindly maneuvering, and that's how fools are. They don't take precaution and do study and don't get proper understanding. Okay, so they basically set themselves in a trap. Verse 3, it says, a whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, a rod for the back, for the fool's back. And all these things are basically to get you in line. It brings forth pain, okay? But it gets you corrected, all right? And that's what fools need. Fools need correction and to be put in a proper order, okay? It says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou be also be like unto him. So if you answer somebody dealing with a matter and it's foolish altogether, and you're arguing with them about something, you look, it's because it was a saying, I think it was Jay-Z. It was Jay-Z. He was like, basically, don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who's who. Like, you could be the one with bringing out the right things, but somebody who's looking up on you may think both of y'all fools, or you're just a fool, you know what I'm saying? So, it says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. So, you look like a fool also, all right? So, you just, when people don't know what they're talking about, what you always want to do is be edifying, but you don't want to argue with them because it's obvious some people are not going to get this, okay? So don't be a fool and argue with them because it's just not, you profit nothing from it. You profit nothing from it, okay? So by you not profiting, then what's the point? Okay, you're arguing and talking for nothing, all right? So it says, as the bird, I read that one. It says, it's a precept, Proverbs 14:7. It says, go from the presence of a foolish man when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. Okay, so if there's no knowledge in someone, then you should just, hey man, you should like, good riddance. Hey bro, okay, that's what you believe, cool. All right, you let it be what it is. You go from the presence of him. Okay, because you're not going to get nowhere arguing with the fool, and don't make yourself a fool, all right? 5, it says, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own consent, all right? So he can't be wise in his own consent because he's wrong, okay? Answer him according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own consent. If you, now you can correct them. You can correct them and tell them, hey man, that's not right. But once you understand and realize that this person is basically he's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then if he tries to turn around and say, well, look, this is what this is, yada, 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 that's when you say, okay, bro, have a good day. All right. It says, this is Sirach 8:17. Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel. Okay? Don't argue with him. He can't keep counsel. He can't keep understanding of what the truth is. You can't counsel him because he wants to be right in his own mind. All right? That's why it tells you, like, consult not with the fool. And if he tries to guide you, it's like, bro, he can't keep counsel. So why would you ask him for advice? You know, and that's what I find amazing with people. Some people, like, how are you going to get advice from someone and they fail constantly at what you're trying to get advice on? You're not going to go to someone about marital advice and they've been divorced 3-4 times. Like, why? It's obvious that they can't get it right. So why would you go to them for advice? You know what I'm saying? Just things of that nature. But people blindly ask people for like anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it's crazy, bruh. But that's a fool. A fool would only do things like that. 6, it says, He that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off his feet, cutteth off the feet, and drinketh damage. So it says the leg, so cut it off the feet. That means if you send a message by a fool, then that message is going to get turned, twisted, and put way off, far wrong. Okay? Because you're sending a message by someone that basically they're going to change it and make it look like something that they wanted to say. Okay? But all this is about not being a fool. Okay? Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. You were taught something, that's what you teach. You learn something, that's what you teach. You know what I'm saying? When it's correct. So you never just go and blurt out and blab things that you know is incorrect. Okay? In 7, it says, the legs of the lame are not equal. So is a parable in the mouth of fools. Okay? So this person is going to be all over the place. It says the legs of a lame are not equal. One's longer than the other, one's short. So that person is not balanced. Okay? When you see someone with a shorter leg, they're not balanced. Okay? It's rocking to and fro, and that's the same way it's explaining a parable in the mouth of a fool. Nothing's going to add up or balance out the way it's supposed to. All right? It says, 1 Timothy 6:4, it says, he is proud, knowing nothing, that same person, but doubting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of truth. So they can't get the truth. They don't get it. But they'll still be in your face blabbing away with a whole bunch of nonsense. Okay? It says, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw yourself. So these men that has these traits, and you'll get a lot of that from Christian pastors, so-called Christian pastors. Okay? Thinking gain is godliness. You know what I'm saying? And perverse disputing. And destitute of truth. Like they can't get truth because they just can't get it. And they're full of pride and they're arrogant. Just like the definition of a fool. It's like arrogant. It's silly. Like stupid. It's like, man, all the precepts you can bring out. Okay, we can prove that we came over here on slave ships, but you show that prophecy in Deuteronomy, they want to throw the whole Old Testament away. The so-called Old Testament. Okay? But it makes no sense when you can prove everything you're saying and you just don't want to believe. Okay, cool. That's why you get away from a fool. All right? 8. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. So, if you put a stone in a sling, wherever you shoot it, the intentions of that slingshot and that stone in it is going, the purpose of it is to basically hurt someone. Okay? It's basically to hurt or damage something. Okay? And that's how it is. It's telling you about a fool. It's telling you about giving honor to a fool. You're not going to honor something that's basically the whole purpose in it is to hurt or to damage something. That's how you honoring a fool. You're honoring a fool that he's saying something. Like you look at a Christian pastor, okay, and his congregation, they're honoring him. But little do they know, by him taking up tithing from them and him spreading nonsense, the end result of that is death. Just like when you take that rock and put it in a sling, when you let it go, whatever is on the other end is going to be damaged. It's going to be, could be possibly put to death. All right. So that's the same way with the words of somebody who calls himself a pastor. Okay. It says, as a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. Now, a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard. So you're drunk. Okay, so someone's drunk, bro. And now you have a thorn in you're moving around drunk with it ends reckless. Okay, it's going to be bloody and it's going to be pain. It's the same way it's explaining this fool. So don't argue with fools and don't be a fool. Okay, Sirach 21:14. The inner parts of a fool is like a broken vessel, and he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth. So his inner parts, that means he's damaged goods. He's damaged goods. Like the broken cisterns. You try to pour the water in them, and it can't hold water. They can't hold counsel. Okay? A fool will not get knowledge, bro. It's no way. It's impossible for him to get knowledge, understand it, and hold it. Okay? It says, and he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth. As long as he lives, no knowledge is coming into him. Period. So why would you argue with someone that can't understand? Okay? 12, it says, seest thou a wise man in his own conceit? So if somebody's wise in their own mind, it's like, oh man, they think they know everything. There is more hope of a fool than of him. So somebody think they're wise in their own mind, a fool would be in a better situation than him. And that's not saying a lot. This is Sirach 27, I'm going to start 11. It says, the discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changes as the moon. So when you're arguing with that fool, it's going to be a lot of change-ups, because this story, just like the lame with the legs, is going to be unbalanced. Okay? 13, it says, the discourse of fools is irksome. And you talk to him, it's like, oh man, this dude is like annoying, not knowing nothing, but just putting himself off to look like he knows something, you know? It says, and their sport is the wantonness of sin. So they live for this. This is what they live for. They'll go to, let's say, go to school or study something, and it's all the way off. You're going to African American studies, and they're giving you all this bullshit, just straight garbage, and then they'll try to come to you and tell you something about it, when it's like all these things are in the scriptures, and these people are basically taking information from the oppressor and trying to give it to people, thinking that it's correct and it's really off. You know what I'm saying? But those people, what you do is you avoid them. Okay? They have no knowledge of what's really going on, and they can't, because when you try to teach them, the thing is, it's rejected. Okay? It's like trying to hold down somebody who has a stomach virus, trying to hold their food down. They can't. Okay? So these people can't hold knowledge. So the point is, never argue with fools and don't be a fool. Okay? You learn, you sit back, and you understand that you have to be taught. Don't be a fool thinking you know everything. Okay, I hope this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshai by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the Apostle Nelson Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I can push this truth throughout the four winds. Shalom.